Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today we are out here getting ready to give you all another garden update here on the middle garden, guys. And so we start right here next to these cauliflower because yes, they are ready, and it is going to be soon time to go ahead and cut them out and harvest them, and we're going to be doing that today. So therefore I want to come on in and show you all what they are looking like so far. Now we have came in and harvest some out already, and you know what, guys, the harvest it's been pretty good. Now you come on in right here. If you notice, you don't see any cauliflower just out and about. Now the reason for that is, guys, what we do once these cauliflower are at that stage where they are ready, what happened, it tends to open up the crown of this plant right here, and so we come on in and close it back. Simple reason why: we don't want the sun to kiss the cauliflower. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do right now, and what I do, I simply come on in with a rubber band, just like that, put the leaves them together and cover it over. But what I want y'all to do, come on in. We're going to go ahead. I tell you what, I think we'll go ahead and cut this one right here to see what we have here. Okay. Now that is actually a beautiful head of cauliflower, guys. Okay, and your greens, okay, not because it's cauliflower and it's not collards or cabbage. These leaves, they are still edible. Don't throw them away. Now for the ones of them that may have holes and stuff in them, you could either put it in your compost pile, or you can simply, if you have chickens on your homestead, your property, wherever it may be, feed them to the chickens. Okay, but these are still nutritious greens that you can eat as well. Well, hey, sounds good to me. All right, and so this right here is the head of cauliflower. Feel right like it's about, I say probably about 3 pounds, but that is it right there, guys. Beautiful head of cauliflower right there. Okay, and so that is that for the cauliflower. I believe we have right at about more, I'll say probably about 8 more heads in here ready. All right, and so right over here is where we have our kohlrabi, and we do have some in here where it is time to come on in and start harvesting. We have some big ones, we have some small ones, you know, with our medium one and small ones. Okay, so that is the kohlrabi there.
We've actually been harvesting out of here. You know, we didn't bring you guys along, but we've had several harvests out of here already.
Absolutely. And what she's saying, several harvests, guys. These Lasianada kale are also known as dinosaur kale. I'm telling you, we have came in and harvest so much out of them. Okay, and one of the things for these to go ahead and keep on giving, like I've done before, even with the Georgia collards, you want to just come on in and just pluck the bottom leaves. Okay, pluck all your bottom leaves, and you want to leave the crown. So if you see this one here, which is right at about 6 or 7, and you got smaller leaves in there, you just leave that crown right there. Harvest all these leaves right here, guys, and by the end of the week, guess what? You are ready to come on out and harvest more Lasianada kale. So it's one of those things where that it keeps on giving inside of the garden. Okay, and if you the row, well, I mean, obviously you see the row, you know, and it's just one of those things where I am very thankful, because for these things here to grow like they grow, I am thankful, guys. I just come on in and put in the work. Okay, put in the work, amend these beds. Now I keep talking about that. Don't forget to amend your beds if you want your garden to strive. Okay, Now, you know what I amend my beds with? Chicken manure, okay? That's what I amend my beds with, even coming in with goat manure and stuff like that inside of these beds. And once you amend that bed, guys, and those microbes get to going and feed those plants, you can see the result. They will grow for you, okay? And so right now here, and even as my wife says that, let me clear the path for you, baby, so you can come on down, okay? And so like these leaves like that right there, these are leaves we will feed to our chickens or compost pile if you have one, okay? Come on down. It's okay if you crack a few leaves coming in. It's all right. And so, like my wife said, we have been harvesting. And clearly you can see where we've been coming in and cut and harvest off of these plants right here. But this red Russian kale, guys, ain't no telling how many times I've came in and harvest off these red Russian kale. Come in and harvest, and look at that. It's almost as if I didn't touch them, okay? And they just keep on giving. And like I said, that I am very thankful for, okay? But as y'all can see, and when I say I come in and harvest, you can see where I harvest maybe about 2 weeks or so, maybe 2-3 weeks, or about 3 weeks ago, I came in and harvest from down here. And as y'all can see, coming on up top, and they keep on giving. They keep on giving, and that's the beauty about these kale right here. Now, one of the things, because I know it has been getting really hot throughout the day lately, okay? And I'm going to have camera lady to go ahead and just give you a shot up, okay? So in this particular garden right here, guys, I choose to plant my brassicas in this particular garden. Simple reason why, because I have trees, okay? Now, this garden right here gets sun in the morning. You get that light sun in the morning. Then in the evening, once the sun starts rotating, we have an oak tree right here that blocks the sun. So that harsh sun during the day, it don't get it during the day. And so that is why these right here are striving the way they are, okay? But you come on down, Bebs. Just watch the leaves in the walkway, okay? But this is the Lacianata kale here. And one of the things that I like to do as well, just the Lacianata kale.
Which one?
This one, the red Russian kale,
Okay.
excuse me. And one of the things that I like to do, which is very important in your garden, just make sure that you come on in and just get rid of any yellow leaves. As you can see, it almost as if I haven't come through here. We have a few yellow leaves here in the garden, but just get them on out. Or you could simply, to be honest with you, you could leave them on the floor if you want, break back down into the soil, okay? All right, so, but these, we give these to the chickens here as well, guys. All right, and so right inside of here is once where we had bok choy planted. As y'all see, I have 2 left behind so they can go ahead and go to seed. But we have harvested out all the bok choys out of here, and we're going to actually come on in, amend this bed just a little bit, not a whole lot, because it's still got good nutrients in there, so not a whole lot, okay? And so that is that right here for the bok choy. Now we still have, stick around, I'll take you over there shortly, but you can come on down this, or you want to go down that row. Think you'll be able to get through?
You don't have a walkway.
Well, I think you'll be better off coming through here. Yes. And I'll tell you what we'll do while we're coming down, right here is also where we have those Georgia collards, guys. And I am telling you, they are looking so beautiful. They're looking really good. I think they like, or I would say, I think they love where they are planted because they're just striving. Now these, as y'all can see, we have been coming in and harvest off of them as well. I know I didn't take you guys in the garden up our harvest while I'm harvesting out here, guys, but It's one of those things. Don't worry, I will take you all on through one of these days when I have the time to do so. Okay, but this is just pretty much a row, a double row. And like I said, stick around as well. I'm going to explain to you all why I'm growing like I am growing this year. If you notice, I have double rows inside of these raised beds. We'll explain a little bit more about that. Even these rows still under construction, guys. They're not done just as yet, but hey, as time goes on, you know I am busy here, but we will take care of it, and I will take you guys along with us as well. But you come on down, babe. Inside of here is where we have also our Brussels sprout. Now I am going to tell you, these Brussels sprouts, they have been showing out. Okay, they have been showing out, and they're just starting to form Brussels sprouts on these stalks right here. Don't know if y'all can see those tiny little sprouts coming out, but guys, they are growing really well. They are growing really well. I am happy with how these brassicas are growing under this canopy right here. Okay, so I think maybe going in the future, this is where I will plant them as well. All right, so we're just going to come on down because pretty much in the middle right here is just the Brussels sprout, and down here is also the, as y'all can see, that Georgia collards. All right, here so I am at the end of these rows right here. Now, if y'all can see, I have more Laccionata kale. And so far, these ones, they're growing really well. Just even looking at the leaves on these kale right here, guys, they are super large, okay? And hey, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful Georgia collard leaf right there as well. Okay, and over here at the end of this row, we also have more red Russian kale. Oh, baby, you snapping leaves, ain't you?
Yeah,
It's
they're
all
off the
right.
row.
It's okay. But right here is the red Russian kale. And like I said, even with these dinosaur kale, guys, when I was coming out and planting out, and as I had the plants and space was available, I was just sticking them on in different spots. So I know it may not look like it is organized, but hey, you know what? When I come to pick, I know where everything's are, and I just come on out and pick and just, you know, keep it moving. Okay, but I tell you what, we are running out of sunlight, and so we will pick this up on day 2, guys. Okay, and so we are back. And so last, as we left off, we was talking about the brassicas and how they were doing. And like I said, they are doing really well. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do now, we're going to go ahead and move on over to our tomato plant that we have planted in this garden here as well. So far they are doing really well, guys. Now this right here is the
Is it the Paul
Paul Robinson. Yes,
Roberson?
this is the Paul Robinson.
Roberson.
Huh?
Roberson.
Is it Robertson?
Yeah, Roberson.
Paul Robinson or Paul
You got it,
Robinson,
baby.
whichever one it may be.
It's a tomato,
But
right?
yes, this is the plant, and so far they are doing really well. Now, these particular tomato plant is a indeterminate variety. Now, what do you mean by indeterminate? If you all can see, these plants, they're pretty much, they're just running and running. And what I did, come on in. And so what I'm actually doing with these tomato plants right here, as they grow, I let them go ahead and put out their little shoots and let them go ahead and split off. And I let those go ahead and bear fruits, okay? And as they bear the fruit, what I will do, I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these, you know, runners here that's going vertically. I'm going to keep one, and the other ones I'm going to come on in and tap them. Okay, when I say tap, it's pretty much cutting the top off on these tomatoes. But what I'm going to do, leaving the fruit down here at the bottom, okay? And I'll go into a little bit more detail and explaining what I'm doing here, because if you notice with the indeterminate tomatoes, usually you would just let them have one runner and doing the whole thing, guys. But instead of doing that, I let them go ahead and branch out, and then I keep one, and then I just tap the other one that have fruit on them, so I can have a little bit more yield out of these tomato plants here. Okay, but stay tuned. I do want to come back on in and give an in-depth video on these particular plants. So far with any sickness of these plants and stuff like that, disease, guys, they are doing really well. I do kind of like these tomato plants here. So we're going to move on over
What's on the end of the row?
at the end of the row. Okay, come on down. Yes, we was actually about to miss something down here on the end of the row. So far what we have here is a modelland, or quite a few modelland okra plant. Now this is not the ideal spot for them, guys. Simple reason why, they're not really getting enough sunlight. But like I said, I had some space left over right here, and I just went ahead and stick them in. We'll see what they go ahead and do. And just even coming down, look at this beautiful tomato right there. Look at that. So we're loaded with tomatoes. All these plants, we're pretty much loaded with tomatoes, guys. They're doing real good so far. Okay, and so right on over here is where we have our Jimmy Nardello peppers. All right, and so with all these peppers, what I've been doing with these pepper plants here, I've been spacing them on out all over the in the garden. So this particular variety, which is a Jimmy Red, this is his location.
Jimmy Nardello's.
Jimmy Red. Jimmy Nardello, excuse me, guys. The Jimmy Nardello pepper, this is its area right here, so we don't have any cross-pollination issue, guys. And so far, I am telling you, I think even from last year, y'all could have seen that these plants here, they are very prolific, guys. When I say they do bear a whole lot, okay? And just so y'all can see right here how good they are doing, as far as even with the fruit itself. And we do have some that is actually starting to ripe. Now here is a plant that fell over in the storm just the other day, and you can kind of see a little bit better. It is loaded with fruit. Okay, and so on down we have more. I think we have right at about 10 or 12 plants planted in this area here. And behind me here, guys, is of course is more Paul
Roberson
tomato plants. Okay, they're doing really well. They're starting to, hey, this size, I would pray that they're fruiting out, but they're fruiting out really well, guys. All right, and so we'll move on over. And so right in here is where we have more brassicas, okay, more laccionata kale. Now it is looking a little bit shabby. Well, not wouldn't really say shabby, but we did came on in and harvest quite a bit of leaves out of these plants right here. Okay, and by the end of the week, guess what? These leaves, they will be ready to harvest once more. And right here is where we have some bok choy, guys, that we planted. Okay, we plant these bok choys here. We harvest quite a bit from the other side that we had planted, and these particular ones, I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and leave them and let them go to seed. And as y'all can see here, that is exactly what they are doing. Here is more bok choy as well, as y'all can see. But that is pretty much it right there, guys, for the middle garden. Okay, the middle garden, you know, it's one of those things where that the garden is being expanded, um, just about, hey, every year, but I'm praying that this will be the last expansion for right now. I'm not going to say I won't expand again, because I don't know what the future brings. Of course, I'm giving no thought for tomorrow, because hey, tomorrow have enough trouble in it of itself, enough evil in it of itself. So I'm just worrying about today here, guys. But it's one of those things where that, hey, it is a pleasure to be able to bring you guys on out here just to show you all what the garden is doing. Okay, now we have came in and harvest so much out of this little space right here, guys. Okay, so that is one of the things that I even want to share with you all. It doesn't matter how big of a garden you have. If it's just you, your wife, and maybe 2 children, this spot right here is more than enough food for you to get on out there and grow some food. Okay? And so, hey, like I always say, get on outside and get in the dirt. Get your hands in the dirt. It is not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt, okay? But it is just a pleasure to, like I said, to bring you guys along with us so that you all can see that it can be done, okay? It can be done. Even with saying that it can be done, guys, you see the magnitude of garden that I have here. And it's just one of those things, like I said, coming on out here and just chipping at the bit, little at a time, little at a time. All right, so that is pretty much, hush boy. And so that is pretty much it right there for the middle garden. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Have a blessed day. Remember, keep a smile on your face. You be happy and you be cheerful and be blessed.